Greetings and blessings, everyone. This story is about Kameela Russell. Story is coming straight out of Miami Gardens, Florida. The area where I went to school at, Sullivan and Cogliano, was in that same area. And pictured with her is the suspect known as Ernest Roberts. He was her. She was. I guess she was his lover, and he's already been happily married, and he killed her in cold blood. Now, from what I know from Paris Milan, I want to give her a special shout out, and I appreciate you for covering this story out here in Florida. Because not like she said, there's not many other YouTubers that's covering this story. So I decided that I would jump on it and see if I can help. Maybe share it with my friends out here in Florida. Maybe we can talk about it. Maybe something can be done. Now we know that I'm gonna read the story because there's two different stories. Because they got the one where there is a funeral that recently happened on her, and I'm gonna read you the story. The first story. This one is from June 14, 2019. And let's see who did this story, who covered this story. This story is covered by NBCMiami.com, and it's former school assistant principal charged with murder in the killing of Miami Gardens mom, Kameela Russell. Ernest Joseph Roberts charged in the death of Kameela Russell. Okay? Here's what we got here on this story. I'm going to read it on down here. A former high school assistant principal has been arrested and charged with killing Kameela Russell, a single mother from Miami Gardens whose body was found in a canal after she went missing for nearly 2 weeks, authorities said. Detectives arrested 39-year-old Ernest Joseph Roberts early Friday on a first-degree murder charge according to an arrest warrant. Roberts, who once worked at Miami Norland Senior High School with Russell, had been transferred to Linda Lenton K-8 Center about 7 months before her disappearance, the warrant said. 2 days after Russell's disappearance on May 15th, detectives received several anonymous phone calls suggesting Roberts may be involved, the warrant said. Russell and Roberts have known each other since they were children, and Roberts is the godfather of Russell's two daughters, the warrant said. So, being the fact that he'd already moved out 7 months away to Linda Lenton K8 Center, shouldn't that already start? That already could prove the point that he did it. I would say definitely he did this because you could tell as this moment happened, and all of a sudden she comes up missing. Let me go on to read the rest of the story. We know that this arrest has been very difficult on Kameela Russell's family because they've been family for years. They consider him part of their family. Miami-Dade State Attorney Catherine Fernandez Rondo said at a news conference Friday attended by Russell's mother and aunt. Since childhood, they've all been together. According to the warrant, on May 20th, Roberts left a handwritten note for an employee of Linda Lenton asking if they know anyone that can chop up a car or make it disappear. There you go again. Another red flag. It's behind a speedway racetrack at 441 by County Line. Friends are gone and needed to disappear. If not, leave it and I'll work it out later. Throw this note away, the note read, according to the warrant. There you go. There's a whole bunch of red flags going on in this. Police went on to the gas station and located the car, which was Russell's, the warrant said. The employee also told detectives Roberts had called them and said, "I did something crazy," the warrant said. Roberts then told the employee that he had confronted an intruder in his mother's house and hit the person with a baseball bat and then wrapped the body in a tarp and dragged it through the house, the warrant said. Roberts asked the employee how could he get rid of the blood stains, but the employee thought he was kidding, the warrant said. According to the warrant, detectives found drops of blood at Roberts' mother's home at the front door in the master bedroom. Bloody sandals were also found in the master bathroom. An Amazon box with blood splatter was also found, the report said. In addition to blood, detectives also found extensive evidence of efforts to clean up the residence, the warrant said. DNA testing later determined that the blood found in the home was Russell's, the warrant said. Wow, this is crazy. And then it also goes on to say that Russell's body was found floating in the Miami Gardens Canal nearly 2 weeks after she went missing. The Miami-Dade Medical Examiner's Office later confirmed the body's identity of that of 41-year-old Russell, who was last seen May 15th in the 800 block of Northwest 203rd Street on the home of her aunt, not far from Robert's mother's house. Russell arrived at the home to pick up her daughter, but never went inside of the home, officials said. She did not show up to work over the course of the next week at Miami New Orleans Ceiling High School, where she worked as a test administrator. The Miami Gardens Police Department pulled a body they said was badly decomposed from the canal less than a mile from the scene. Wow, this is so sad. The medical examiner's office said the death had been ruled as a homicide as a result of a blunt force to the head. The warrant said surveillance cameras from across the street show Roberts and Russell at Russell mother's home the evening of her mother's even at her disappearance. Less than an hour after Russell arrived at the home, I'm not even talking right today. Less than an hour after Russell arrived at the home, Roberts is seen in the video back in Russell's car to the home's front door and opening the trunk, the warrant said. After coming in and out of the home and going into the trunk several times, Robert drives away, the warrant said. He was later seen walking back to the home in the rain. Wow. It's a long story. I could read this forever. It's a very, very long story. But this is the rest of the story. The warrant said Roberts had disabled the surveillance system at his mother's home at the day of her disappearance. Miami-Dade school police officials said Roberts had been reassigned when he became a person of interest in the case. He has worked for the county since August 2004 and has no prior disciplinary history with the district, or officials said. Miami-Dade County Public Schools is appalled and saddened after learning of today's arrest in connection to the death of Kameela Russell. Miami-Dade Schools police have provided any and all assistance requested by the Miami Gardens Police Department in their investigation. A school spokesperson said in a statement, based on preliminary information we received, the district took precautionary measures while the case was being investigated and immediately removed the individual from duty. Following his arrest, the district had initiated the employment termination process. Our prayers and thoughts continue to be with Mrs. Russell's family. Roberts was booked into jail Friday, where he was being held without bond, record shows. Attorney information wasn't available. Her loss isn't just a loss for her family, her loss is a loss for everybody, said Miami Gardens Mayor Oliver Gilbert, yeah, I was right, who was friends with Russell. Excuse me for that bad reading, but this is from NBC6 News, and there is an update. Like I said, there is another update about her about the funeral. There was a funeral that loved ones say goodbye to Kameela Russell, and I look at this one from WPLG. This is from 16 hours ago, Local 10 News. It's sad to see that this has happened to her, that she went through this. But no one's really touching up on it, so maybe I thought I could just maybe throw a hand and help support. But this is what it says. My computer's going a little slow, so hopefully I can get this done in time. But it is going very, 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 very slow. Means I need a new computer. Let's see. Okay. Loved ones come together in North Miami to say goodbye to a Miami New Orleans senior high school teacher found dead in the canal last month. Okay. Let's see what's here. Now, it's not saying too much more about this story. That means the story already is pretty much solved. Even though Paris Milan has said on her YouTube that there is no one talking about this, but I decided to cover it. But this case is pretty much solved. They got the guy. Ernest Roberts is already locked up. As far as we know, he's already still in jail. He's not been out on bond or anything like that. He's in jail. Hopefully he'll be locked up there for good, because he deserves to be locked up, because he's nothing but another scumbag that thinks he can do the little things that he can do and get away with it. It's sad to see that this young lady has lost her life over something that was just really bad and terrible. But the way else she lost her life, it was no reason for her to die in the first place. You know what I'm saying? That man, if you married to a woman, you have no business seeing someone else. If you're not happy with your wife, you divorce your wife. That's what you do. And then you could go see what you could have been with Kameela if you wanted to. But don't just go around and go behind your wife's back, see Kameela, and then you're going to kill her because you got exposed. And I hope when they lock you up, you get locked up for good, and the whole hand of the justice of the law is thrown at you. I hope they throw the book at him. Throw the book at him and be done. That's my end of the story. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll get back to you in the next one.